Um, by the way, guys, so I'm in Bali right now. So if my Wi-Fi drops off or anything, if I'm lagging, glitching, or anything, just let me know. And I might have to do the without camera to be on the safe side. I can see you, Gilly, so just like give me a thumbs down or something if stuff goes bad. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have two parts. We're going to have one part about TikTok ads and one part about TikTok organic. I'll be doing the TikTok ads presentation. It takes about 30 minutes, and we're going to have about 5-minute Q&A at the end of this. And then we're going to have Gilly talking about TikTok organic after, and also have a roughly 5-minute Q&A after that. So the whole thing is going to take about an hour, maybe a little more than an hour and 5 minutes or so, but yeah, that's about it. So save your questions for the Q&A session, because I probably won't be seeing them during the presentation. So let's start. So I'll be talking about TikTok ads, the insane TikTok ad secrets, making brands millions, and how to steal them in less than an hour, even if you don't have a TikTok account, because spoiler alert, you don't even need a TikTok account to run ads. No, that is. So this is I present my proud meme for today. So like I said, I'm in Bali, Indonesia right now. In the last 2 weeks or so, it's been really rough with Wi-Fi. Like I've basically missed the good Wi-Fi hostels or Airbnbs every single time. So, and what I obviously do when, there's no Wi-Fi and stuff, just start eating, frustration eating, right? So kind of same thing happened today again. I went out right before the webinar to grab dinner because it's about 11 p.m. here and just completely overate. But yeah, if there's no Wi-Fi, there's no Wi-Fi. Nothing you can do about it. And the beard, I'm working on the beard. I'm not fully there yet. It's gonna look like that at some point. So you also want to make sure to stay until the end, because I'm going to give you the exact structures and 13 hooks the most successful TikTok ads use. I first looked at definitely over 1,000 TikTok ads. So their work, and obviously I've also run a bunch of them, so that's on top of that. And you can basically just plug and play and get started with that. So here's a fact many of you might have not thought about. 90% of businesses are yet to even think about TikTok ads, and many will fail. Reason being is you see so many posts. For example, I know a lot of you are here from LinkedIn, or maybe all of you. You see so many posts about TikTok organic, and the hype is slowly picking up. There's more and more people doing it in the organic space. But I want you to think about the last time, except for my post, where you've seen a post about TikTok ads. It's probably not that many, and many brands don't think that far. They don't even get on the organic train or just got on it, and they don't think a step ahead about ads. So it's still super early, but most businesses set themselves up for failure. So the goal of today is for you to learn the TikTok secrets 90% of brands don't know about, create videos that convert into actual sales instead of just clicks, and learn to save yourself months of testing using proven strategies. And that's all for ads. So like I said, Gilly's going to take about the organic side later, and last time was super exciting. I learned a lot, so you want to stick around for that. Still a little bit about me. I wasn't sure if I was going to be with a camera, so I put a picture for today. I'm founder of Mucho Marketing. We're a TikTok ads agency for e-commerce businesses, and we scale them to the next level. We work with 6, 7, 8, and I guess now also with 9-figure D2C e-commerce brands as of today. I've worked with TEDx speakers before, industry-leading businesses, and more. I've built a community of 400 young entrepreneurs. I've abandoned it by now, just so you know. It was too much work, but we had a really good time for some time. So yeah, a little bit about me. I don't want it to come across as bragging, just so you know who I am. Some quick facts about TikTok. TikTok has 1.6 billion users. And I know a lot of people say the customer isn't there. They're not sure if people are going to buy. Your customer is there. It's 1.6 billion. It's probably might be 2 billion by now, maybe. So that's like what, a quarter of the world. And you know, if you go into a first world country, it's probably more than 50% of the population have TikTok. I know in America, roughly more than 50% of the population have TikTok, I believe. I'm not sure on the stat right now. And 53% of users are 30 plus years old. So also the myth that it's only for teens, it's outdated. It was for teens in the beginning, I will say that. But by now it's evolved so much that everybody's on the any age group. And 20% of Gen Z say they spend 5+ hours on TikTok every day, which I mean, that's a lot of time, especially considering Gen Zers. I think I'm the oldest Gen Z generation. I turned 25 Friday. So, you know, we slowly become like in our 20s, getting purchase power, being able to buy things. So, you know, you don't want to underestimate the power of that. Something from a brand called Blanchett. Blanchett and how they use TikTok ads to scale their brand. So Blanchett is an upcoming e-commerce brand selling portable blenders. And they wanted to expand and find even better returns than on Facebook because, you know, iOS 14, everywhere ad costs go up. Facebook relies a lot on targeting and those type of things. So it's kind of going down right now. And they grew their account organically to 10K followers, which is a great thing, but they felt like it was going too slow. They wanted to do something with TikTok while they were growing organically on the side. By now, I believe they have 120,000 followers, so they've worked really well on that. And what they did was they worked with fitness and health influencers to get videos with recipes, life hacks, health hacks, and all those type of things, showcasing their blender, basically centering it around their blender, putting stuff into Blanchett and showcasing its features. They used a lot of TikTok made me buy videos, which means, you know, just to create a, hey, TikTok made me buy this, or I found this on Amazon, and videos around that. They ran those as Spark ads. So we'll go into that later, what a Spark ad is. But they generated 2 million views, got 200,000 engagements, got a click-through rate of 1.46% for anybody that's interested in numbers. And I think the most important thing we all want to know is they got 12,000 sales from it, which is pretty damn insane if you ask me. I mean, if you imagine what 12,000 sales would do for your business, I'm pretty sure for most businesses it would be any point. So today, secrets, you learn secret 1, how to succeed on a platform 99% of brands fail on, and how to avoid their mistakes. I told you a lot of brands setting themselves up for failure. You don't want to be one of them. Secret 2, how to create video ads that can bring in thousands of sales for your business. So this goes more into the creative side of things, how to get the perfect ad. And secret 3, how to ethically steal multi-million-dollar ads and strategies from brands in minutes. Because you don't need to start at zero. Many brands and people make the mistake. They just think, okay, it's this completely new thing, but it doesn't have to be. So I'll show you how you can get around that. So secret 1, how to succeed on a platform where 99% of brands fail and how to avoid the mistakes. I want you to imagine a brand right now, right? Any brand, maybe your own brand. So you're successfully running Facebook ads. I've had many prospects or clients that have done that. They have a proven product making hundreds of sales. You know, they have, let's say, 5,000 reviews on their website, which is pretty damn good. But like I said before, they want to diversify. Rising Facebook ads cost just the new hip platform to be on. Or maybe they start with advertising. So, you know, they hear this crazy stuff about TikTok, maybe from people like me who hype it up and jump on. And the reality is, oftentimes, it's just crickets for them. Like nobody actually listens to what they're trying to sell or have to say. They tried Facebook ad strategies. So oftentimes that's targeting, relying on targeting and all those type of things. They use Instagram influencers for their creative, which some clients try to do with me too. And I always tell them straight up, no. Like if you use Instagram influencers, I don't want to work with you because those don't work. And worse, they repurpose Facebook ads content. If anybody leaves here today and use Facebook ads for their TikTok ads, then I'm gonna come to your house and haunt you because that's just a no-go. Now, basically, you were this guy. I don't know, Gilly is frozen on my screen. Okay, I think it's working. You were this guy, you were this fishing guy, right? You had all this nice equipment, you bought the new sunglasses, you bought like new fishing rod, and cool hat, and waterproof pants and all that kind of stuff. And you kind of forget that it's about the bait, right? About people, what they see, and if any other fancy equipment, if it only sees the bait, right? So you want to make sure that the bait is good. You want to rely on the creative. So this is where most people get it wrong. You want to target broad. Unless you're selling bikinis, you want to leave the gender open. And I would demonstrate that for you right now, but I don't have a bikini laying on. You want to let creators do the heavy lifting. You don't really want to rely on targeting with TikTok ads. And you can scale pretty quickly from $0 to $1,000 a day within a week. Like once you have a winning structure, everything goes very quickly. I will say TikTok ads also die a lot faster than other ads, but you also make a lot more money faster in terms of scaling things up. So one tip here, one word of advice, only go based off data. Always look at the numbers. Never make assumption like, hey, I think this works, this doesn't work. The numbers will tell you what works and what doesn't. And that brings me to secret 2, how to create a single video that can bring in hundreds of sales for your business. I mean, basically that's all we want, right? We all just want sales for our business. It's money, obviously. So a lot of people are confused. Why in the world does this video work? I think we all know this feeling, to be honest. I call it the TikTok confusion. Some random video that goes viral, some low quality videos that go viral or get a lot of sales in case of ads. And you just share some super cool videos. And I know everybody's in here crazy good experts, so we all have something worthy to say, but it just doesn't pick up on TikTok with ads or organic. It's going to solve organic problems, and I'm here to solve your ad problems. Or you might have used a viral video as an ad. Many brands do that. They're like, okay, we got these viral videos, they have a TikTok presence. Oh, okay, got 1 million views and stuff. We should use it. Problem is, viral organic videos don't always work. They can work, but oftentimes they don't. So organic videos are different. They need engagement to go viral, right? You don't need engagement for ads because you're paying for views. So oftentimes there's elements in there that an ad doesn't need. They often aim to only entertain. Not for organic videos. Many organic videos have the purpose of getting eyes to other videos, excuse me. So they don't always provide reasons for you to buy, for the seller, for the buyer to buy. And they're often too short to bring benefits across. So if they even have any, many videos don't have any benefits of your product in it. And that just means you show to them, but they don't feel like they actually need your product. They don't know why they should buy it. Maybe they click on your ad, but then they're still not really pre-sold when coming to the landing page. And products and service is often not the main point presented. So what I mean by that is people don't focus on the actual product. If I'm a marketer and I just talk about, for example, some marketing campaign somebody ran, but nowhere in this video I mention, it goes viral, gets a lot of views, but nowhere in this video I mention my services or anything, right? And then I try to run it as an ad. That's just kind of pointless. Oftentimes it's just trends. I hate when brands try to tell me, okay, I want you to run this viral video as an ad. It's like a 7-second video of the corn trend, right? Like I love the corn trend, but not as an ad. Instead, you want to do this. So this is some best practices for you guys. We'll start with strong TikTok hook. I know that's important for organic too. You always want to have a strong hook. With TikTok ads, oftentimes it points out a problem compared to organic. You want to include 2 to 3 benefits in your video, just because, like I said, you want to have a selling point. And if you have more than this, oftentimes it's overwhelming for people. And you want to make sure you have a call to action, which means at the end of the video, you want to say something like, okay, give cookie dough a try, or something like that, right? Whatever you're selling. And you also want to keep it between 15 to 40 seconds. So I used to say, keep it between 20 and 35 seconds. And TikTok also used to say that. But I've realized some products take less time, are better in less time, especially non-problem solving products. And other more complex products just take the full 40 seconds, are better in the 30 to 40 second range, just because you have a problem you need to elaborate on and the whole storytelling thing, right? And also don't make it too professional and salesy. I see so many big brands like Starbucks and whatnot. Many of them run ads, but it's like a TV ad, right? Or a Facebook ad. So they're way too professional. And you can just tell, like, you don't even have to watch the whole video. You can just tell by scrolling through and stopping at it for 2 seconds that it's not a TikTok native video. So people are quicker to scroll by. So here are three proven evergreen hooks for you. TikTok made me buy. This is always a good one, always worth a try. It's basically UGC content, and the creator says, okay, I bought this product based on a TikTok, and then just present it. And then it's obviously your ad and brings your benefits across instead. And it feels kind of like a recommendation. There's also don't buy that, buy this instead, where you compare, for example, don't buy ice cream, buy cookie dough instead. Especially if it's controversy, like, who doesn't like ice cream? Then that usually does extremely well as a whole. And I tried every X out there, and here are the results. For example, if you sell a fan, you say I tried every fan out there. Fun fact, I've actually seen a video that was about a fan like this, doing extremely well as an ad. And I don't know who's selling fans on TikTok, but it's pretty impressive. So that can work well too. And if you learn nothing else today, keep this in mind. You want to come from a user perspective. Ask yourself, does this look like a user is recommending it? I always like the saying, be a bro instead of a brand. It's the 2 B's, right? Bro instead of brand. And pretty easy to remember, pretty catchy. So where do you start to find videos? You can look up hashtag TikTok buy it and hashtag Amazon finds. They find a lot of those. TikTok made me buy it, or I found on Amazon style videos. And those are a great place to start if you've never run a TikTok ad or don't know how to promote a product. And you also want to use quality TikTok creators, right? Most of the time you don't want to do the videos yourself unless you're like a marketing agency or something, then you might. But 99% of the time, if you have a product, for example, you want to use a TikTok creator, UGC content. And where do you find those creators? There's TikTok Marketplace, that's the official one, probably the most common one. Gliwi is a portal for that, similar to TikTok Marketplace. Brands Meet Creators by my friend and business partner, Mike Grama. He's a great guy, and he connects brands with creators, influencers that do videos for them. It's either UGC or even for organic. So highly recommend giving him a try. And often advertising agencies have influencers specifically trained in ads. I have influencers that are trained on creating ads over organic videos, and they're doing an amazing job. So if you don't know where to find any, hit up those agencies and they will help you. Now, I talked about Spark Ads earlier, and you can use Spark Ads right to create a profile to make them seem organic. Now, let me just check the messages so it's not. Oh, yeah. And the difference between normal and is a lot of people ask all the time. The Spark ad, this button on the right, the download button, doesn't come up until about 3 seconds in. I do believe they changed it to 4 or 5 seconds recently because it feels a lot longer, but I haven't gotten an official confirmation from a TikTok ad yet. And so that just makes it look way more organic, right? Because you see this first, and then you see a button not until 5 seconds in when you stop the scroll. Also, because of that, you get redirected to the user's profile. If somebody clicks on the brain or the profile picture, if you tried with a TikTok ad on TikTok, you get redirected to the landing page. And with Spark Ads, TikTok officially says now 70% of the time you get redirected to the landing page, 30% 30% of the time to the user's page. So it changed, but just a heads up on that. So actually that made Spark Ads more efficient. Now, when you found the chosen one, the best ad, look for these things. About 2% of people watch the ad and click on it. So it's called a click-through rate. And obviously, do you also make sales or / a profit? And like I said, creatives rise and die quickly. You can scale one creative from 20 to 100 to $200 within 2 days. Like 2 days, you let it run at 20, it works. You scale it up to 100, it works. 2 days later, 200, 400, 1,000. And then I've never seen anybody spend more than 1,000 on an ad group a day, but that's kind of where the max is for scaling an ad group. Now, let me ask you, would it be too difficult for you to find creators and pay them? I mean, I gave you all the tools, right? So it sounds pretty easy. Now, the last secret we're getting into, how to ethically steal multi-million dollar ads and strategies from top brands in minutes. So I know even with all these guidelines I gave, all the tips and stuff, the actually can still be confusing and risky. And you don't want to have any risk. I mean, it's your money, right? You don't really want to make a loss, although it's part of business, but why don't eliminate it if you can? So you can save yourself months and thousands of dollars experimenting with TikTok Creative Center. It also works for organic. It also has some great tips for organic, but I'll be going into the top ad side now. So when you go to TikTok Creative Center, you can choose between top trending sounds and all that. I do believe Gilly goes into that too later on. And there's also a top ad section where you can literally choose by country, your niche, what the goal is, conversions or reach, etc. I'd always go for conversions unless your agency, for example, looking for leads or you have an ad. And simple reason is because reach doesn't get sales, conversions get sales. So you always want to look for those ones, the ones that actually make a sale and not just brand awareness. But there's a trap in this. So video has many likes, so it must be a good ad, right? It has a lot of views, they put a lot of money behind it. But oftentimes it's just a bigger brand spending a shit ton of money on it, to be honest. There's a lot of terrible ads with many views and likes I've seen. I've seen bad ads with 10,000 likes that I promise you did not make them much money. And it's kind of like a burger. I know all Americans are going to be offended. I'm happy there's also some people from Israel and stuff in here because burgers are completely overhyped, let's be honest. Like, they're just not it. Every American loves them and have a barbecue, but they're just, mediocre. Let me know in the chat if what you think about burgers. I'm open to hearing opinions. I won't listen to them. I still think it's overrated, but I appreciate your opinion. So what you want to pay attention to is the shares to likes ratio. You want to have a 10-to-1 ratio at least, which means at least 10% of the likes should be shares. So, in this case, 19,000 likes should be at least 1,900 shares. I can promise you if it has that 10% ratio, most of the time it's going to be a good ad. Pretty much all of the time it's going to be a good ad because then people like it, share it, all those good things. As you can see, you can also see all those other crazy things like when the video gets conversions. Obviously, that's usually towards the end of the video when they click on it, all those type of things and some more stats. So when you found good ads, you want to model that framework, right? You want to see how many benefits, at what point, like take the video apart, be like a surgeon. You want to pay attention to the hooks. You want to write down whatever they use, what works, what keeps people attention, right? You can basically just reuse the same hook for your product in some cases. And how do they showcase the product to service? Basically meaning what clips to do, what works, and what type of video is it, like a simple showcase, a specific scenario, focus on a specific problem. So, make sure you pay close attention and take it apart. I mean, I know there's a lot of marketers in here, so that's kind of what you do, just normal marketing, I guess. And keep a list of hooks you've seen or used on document. I will share mine with you later, where there's a few hooks, but you can never have enough hooks. I know I have a document of like 50 hooks somewhere, And you can always expand it. If you see a good one, just add to it. And then at some point you can just, you don't even have to think about it anymore. You can just plug and play and basically insert a new product or something and make it work. So could you film a video in the same style as somebody else? I'm pretty sure for most people, the answer is yes. Right? Most people are pretty capable of that. And yeah, here are the frameworks. I will post that link in the chat later again. Don't worry about that. But I know it's an information overload. Cute puppy, by the way. At first, honestly, I thought it was something else. I didn't know it was a puppy. I just think it was pretty allow me. I know it's something with you, to pitch. That's okay with you. And I hope nobody minds. I offer basically with my agency.
Sven, we're losing your connection.
E-commerce business and all. Okay, I'll turn my video on. It's not good. You can hear me good. Is it good now?
Yeah, it's okay now.
Yeah, I see him moving again. I'll just leave the camera off for now. See, that's why I put pictures of me in there, so people know what I look like. So yeah, we solve all your headaches and questions for you because it can still be complicated. Again. And like I said, we have 6, 7, and 8-figure D2C e-commerce brands scaled to the next level. And what you would get is creative done for you. We have experienced creators, people that have worked with a lot of different brands and have done a lot of ads and organic content. And the hardest new testing methods are obviously scaling done the right way and predictable results. All the boring stuff I have to say, right? Because it sounds cool. And honestly, no matter what, like I keep it a buck with you. Something doesn't work, I'll tell you it's shit. If something does work, I'm like, okay, I think we're on a breakthrough here. So, I like to be honest about it because a lot of agencies aren't. And if you're somebody who says we're better off just organic, it's not ads or organic, it's and it's the same for organic. It's not just ads, it's ads and organic ideally, because they're both built on top of each other. Ideally you want to have both. Ads are a great way to scale fast, consistency and better targeting, and organic is also a great way to build long-term sustainable community. And my favorite TikTok or ads on a platform, first time carry. We've all experienced it. And yeah, that's where everything from content creation to website optimization, we do it all for you. I see Gilly is frozen for me, so I hope you heard me.
It's a bit spotty, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much done, so I hope it stabilizes. I'm telling you, the downside of traveling, people are like, so cool to travel the world. I'm like, yeah, at all times. So, just kind of skip towards the end. You can apply to work with me at svenmocho/ads management if you're interested. And with that, I want to go into Q&A session. So we have about 5 minutes, a few questions. If you have any questions, ask them now. And I'll be happy to answer them. I haven't looked in the chat yet. May we have the video of this webinar? Yes, it is recorded, and we will upload a recording, send it out via email and everything. Yeah, Creative Center, the resource mentioned. Does anybody have any questions regarding ads? Or otherwise, we move on to organic. I know I will also share the resource I mentioned with you during Gilly's presentation or maybe after. It's in a Google Drive folder, so I just have to look at where it is. Give it another second. Anybody, any questions, or you guys good? Okay, then
Bunch.
not a bunch of questions today. That's okay. Email the resource. I will put a link in the chat in a second, and you can just it's a Google
Then we have
Drive.
one question for you. Do you think that the same tactics that you mentioned here
you
work
can just, you know,
in B2B?
I don't think they do. I know they do. I've seen a lot of marketing agencies, for example, lately on my feed that advertise there. I've heard people spending, one of my colleagues or another agency told me that they spent about 1,500 in TikTok ads and they made a return of, I believe they said they closed 13,000 worth in deals. And I've seen real estate companies doing the same thing.
Sven, we have a question.
You know, there's any. Yeah.
Sorry, there's a lag. I don't mean to be interrupting you.
All good. It's
yeah. Scott is asking, what do you recommend for CBD companies? My understanding is you can't run ads.
Yeah, so for CBD companies, it is tough to run ads. You can run ads. You just need to be careful with what words you mention, read the guidelines on that, and kind of test to what words get your ads disapproved. Oftentimes you need to be a little careful with the landing page, what words you mention on there, because they look at that too. But if you stick to those things, I've definitely seen CBD companies run ads on TikTok as well. It's just a little harder. You need to kind of work around it. Yeah, no problem. And I think with that, I give it up to Gilly. So obviously she needs a proper introduction. So, and I hope you guys can hear me. Yeah, I hope it comes through. So I'm excited to introduce Gilly Friedkopf, founder of Pink Chili, a boutique social media agency based in Tel Aviv. Ooh.
Oh, I'm just getting it ready.
I didn't know you can do that. You can overtake my screen share, basically. That's pretty brutal. A boutique media agency based in Tel Aviv, specializing in TikTok marketing. Gilly is a TikToker herself with over 48,000 followers and 13 million views. That's a lot. She's also a podcast host and YouTuber and has a deep passion for helping brands create content that builds communities. So listen to Gilly and learn. You'll learn.
Awesome. Thanks, Sven. And thank you everyone for coming. Super exciting to see all of you here. As Sven said, my name is Gilly, and today we're going to talk about My Money Don't Jiggle Jiggle, how to reach millions on TikTok with a $0 budget. Okay, but before we start, I want to play a little game. I put 6 big TikTok things that have happened on TikTok. Some are really old, some are really new, some are people, recipes, trends, filters. I want everyone to write in the chat how many of these you're familiar with. I'm trying to assess the TikTok knowledge in the room. So feel free to write in the chat. And I'm waiting for Noam to tell me what people are writing in the chat, or I'll just pull it up for a second. Okay. Cool. So I'm seeing some 2s, some 1s, some 3s. Cool. None. Okay. So this is my little PSA here that if you know all 6, you can probably log off. You know TikTok better than me. You're good to go. If you know none, maybe 1, maybe 2, it's kind of my signal to you to listen up, move to the front of the room, turn your camera on because we have some learning to do. So a quick intro. I'm Gilly, as Sven said. On TikTok, I'm known as Gilly from Philly. I'm actually from Philly. You'd be surprised by how many people ask me, are you actually from Philly? And I started on TikTok around 1.5 years ago. And as Sven mentioned, I've reached 13 million views on the platform and have over 48,000 followers. And I recently opened up a social media agency with my co-founder, Noam, who's in the chat. Say hi to her. She's really cool, called Pink Chili. And we do spicy social media marketing focused on TikTok marketing for a lot of tech companies. And we're based in Tel Aviv. So what is TikTok? I know this question seems super simple, and a lot of you will say to me, Gilly, I know what TikTok is. It's a social media platform based on short form video content. There's this thing called the FYP, the For You page. And while all of that is super true, I want to answer this question with a story. So this is a woman named Trinidad. She's 54 years old, and she gets on TikTok mainly just because her niece tells her to, and she's trying to keep up with her cool niece. And she's not like an active TikToker. She had 70 followers at the time. And she decides one day to get on the app and upload a video of her recording herself reviewing this eye cream by the brand Peter Thomas Roth. So she literally shows her just nothing exciting. She's just showing this eye cream, right? It's a 3-minute long video, which is pretty lengthy in the TikTok world. And within a few days, the TikTok goes completely viral. Within 7 days, it amasses over 30 million views just on her video. Peter Thomas Roth reports selling out across every shelf across the nation, across every website and provider that's selling this product. And they reported making more sales in this 7-day window than any 6-month period. And so for me, that is TikTok, right? It's this amazing ability for anyone to get on the app. You don't have to be a Kardashian or an influencer for you to get on the app, share your story, and reach millions of people. So I wish, fingers crossed, that everyone here has a Trinidad that's going to go and make videos about your business or your product or your service and go and talk about all the awesome things your business does. But that's not always the case, right? And so today I'm going to teach you guys how to make content yourself and how to think about organic TikTok content to get more eyes on your business and hopefully also go viral and get millions of people looking at you. Okay, so today's breakdown. First, we're going to start with an overview and just kind of go over the platform, its demographic, and why are we doing organic? Why are we focusing on organic? Why not just run ads? Next, we're going to talk about content, what content works, how to build content strategies, and we're going to analyze some content strategies of a few brands and companies that I collected. And then we're going to end it with time is money. How do we make time? How much time should we be investing? How many videos should we be posting a week? And really talking about the time investment it takes to really see success on TikTok through an organic lens. Okay, let's go. Thanks, Drake. Okay, so first things, an overview of TikTok. So Sven already went over this, so I'm just going to kind of breeze by it, but we know that there's over 1 billion active global users. TikTok's available in 150 countries. And it's really important for me to mention here that it's 61% female in the US. Worldwide, it's 57%. And the age demographic, the age breakdown as well. I gave this exact presentation a little over a year ago, and these numbers are already changing. We are seeing an upwards movement shift in the age group of 20 to 39, and it's rapidly growing. There's a statistic right now that 79% of Gen Z is already on TikTok, right? I think TikTok knows they reach max capacity. Every Gen Z teenager across the world is on TikTok. And so they are pushing towards older generations, millennials, Gen X, and really trying to reach those other generations. And so I just want to show these 3 numbers. When we look at these people, we're seeing that, as Sven mentioned, I think he said 5 hours a day they're spending on the app. 90% of TikTok users are accessing the app every single day. And more than that, they are checking TikTok 8 times a day. And even more than that, the average session that a user spends on TikTok is 10 minutes. When you compare that to other social media platforms, this number is crazy. If you look at the number 2 in terms of user sessions is Pinterest with 5 minutes. So it's half as engaging, and Instagram comes in at 2 minutes. So we're seeing that not only are people checking it all the time, but they're spending large amounts of time when they open TikTok. 43% of people are trying something new after seeing it on the platform, and 49% said TikTok helped them make purchase decisions. So I'm not going to spend any more time trying to convince you why this is an amazing platform for marketing and business goals, because if you're here in this webinar, I feel like you know its power. And we're going to dive deeper into why organic. I do want to kind of convince you a little bit. I meet a lot of potential clients and clients that say, I just want to run ads. I don't need organic. And I always combat this. And really what Sven said as well, it's not this or that, it's both of them. So why would you want to be posting organic content? Number 1, you want to be part of the conversation, right? We just said there's over 1 billion active global users. And within those active global users, there's millions of tiny little subcultures and niches and people that you're trying to reach. And so, sorry, okay. And and they're having conversations, they are posting content, they're engaging, they are there on the ground. I want you to picture a room of your target audience. They're all sitting in a room talking and you're not there, right? When you're posting organically, when you're scrolling through the algorithm, when you're engaging with other creators, you get to be part of the conversation. Next, I like to think about context and community. I'm going to show a video and then we're going to kind of dive deeper into why this is super strong. So this is a video by a cereal company. They sell healthy cereal. They hired a TikTok creator named Leo, and this was the first video he ever made for them. No one heard of this company. They were just a tiny little 2-person company in Europe.
This is how my bosses left their stable jobs to start a cereal company. This is Andrea and Raphael. A year ago, they didn't even know each other. Raphael had just received a 6-figure offer to work at a US bank, and Andrea was working at a fintech back in Europe. A while ago, Andrea had cut all the junk cereal from his diet to try and lose some weight, but he missed having cereal and wondered why there could be a healthy alternative. After working a bit on his new idea, he asked on LinkedIn if anyone was interested in being a co-founder. And who responded?
I did.
They set out to make a high-protein, low-sugar cereal, and
It was hard.
making it taste good.
Even harder.
After 50 trials, they finally got it right. And even then, they had to travel to the edge of a war zone to sort out packaging issues. Now they're live and they've hired their first employee. That's me. I'm Leo. Challenging Kellogg's and Nestle isn't going to be easy. So follow to see more of our journey. But
Okay, it's supposed to be a loop. We're not watching on TikTok. Okay, this video for me captures the power of context and community. When you organically create content, you have this beautiful gift to give context into who you are, right? So maybe you're a solopreneur, maybe you're working for a big company on the marketing team, maybe you own a small business, right? People want to be part of the process. They want the context. What's your origin story? What do you believe in? What values are important to you? What mistakes are you making along the way? This video went completely viral, hit 3 million views, and they sold out this cereal across their entire website, got 60,000 followers overnight, and no one had heard of them the day before. We felt part of the story, and they're building a community that we want to be a part of. If you're not organically posting content, you don't really get to build that community and give context into who you are. And next up, hitting business goals. I like to view the synergy between paid and organic as, excuse me if my basketball reference is not correct, but an alley-oop. They can really play off of each other and help each other succeed. So for example, if you're running ads, and someone is, watching your ad and then they want to check you out. They want more context. They want more community. What is this brand? What is this company? What are they doing? And they head to your profile and it's just bare empty, or even worse, you're not creating content. You could lose conversions. People could drop off. They wanted to learn more about your product and they didn't, have that opportunity to, because the chances are people are going to go Google you is not so likely, considering people are using TikTok as its own search engine, right? Number two, the vice versa. If you're creating really strong organic content, and let's say you're a tahini company and you're posting all about tahini and why your tahini is the best, and then you run ads and your ad pops up and someone sees your ad and they say, oh, I know them. I've seen a few of their TikToks. You've already warmed up that lead, right? And it can help you close the deal. So it's really important to have a flow of both. And I completely agree with Sven saying not this or that, but both of them. And okay, so the big question that I get all the time when I talk about organic TikTok is, if you can guess it, dun, 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 the algorithm. I feel like it's a buzzword. People are always talking about the algorithm. I don't want to spend too much time on it, so I'm just going to explain the mechanism of the algorithm. So basically the way the TikTok algorithm works is that the algorithm is going to recommend content by ranking videos based on 3 different criteria. Number 1, user interactions. It's going to study what video a user has liked, what have they shared, what accounts are they following, are they creating content, what are they writing in the comments, and it's going to study all of that. Then it's going to study the video information that it engages with. What were the captions on those videos? What sounds are being used? What hashtags were on the videos? And lastly, it's going to look at the device and account settings. What language is the device in? What type of device is it? What country are they located in? And based off of all of this criteria, it will kind of tailor and know what type of content to recommend to you. And the way that content gets pushed to the FYP, which is the For You page, which is basically the page that you scroll vertically to discover new content. It's like a discovery tab. It's called the batch effect. So the batch effect explains how content is pushed to the FYP. And the way it works is that you post a video. Let's say it's a video of a monkey eating a banana. Now the algorithm is going to study how much engagement you're getting, right? So it's going to see, do people watch your video to the end? Are they watching it twice? Did they share? Did they comment? And based off of how high engagement you have, it's going to show it to more people, hence the word batch. And the more engagement you get, the more it's going to show. And that's what Sven was kind of referencing before, is that sometimes really stupid videos go viral because there's a typo in the video and everyone's talking about it, or something weird's going on in the background. There's a whole black box of viral videos. There is a lot of data though that we can look at. Highly recommend SEMrush puts out really interesting statistics on what makes a TikTok video go viral. 2 key points here that I wanted to point out. I'm going to link to this is like an ebook they made that is super interesting, and I'll link to it so you guys can dig deeper. They studied hundreds of viral videos, and they found that the primary emotional, like the emotion that was evoked in 58% of viral videos was happiness. And more than half of viral TikTok videos had music as their primary background sound. And you can kind of see the breakdown, what type of music. So there is a lot of, studies and stats that go into it, into what goes viral. And I can give you guys some best practices today. Shorter videos tend to perform better. When you look at the research of what videos do the best, there's a sweet spot of like 20 to 30 seconds. And your hook is super important, right? So Sven mentioned this as well, but someone's scrolling, you have a few seconds to grab them by the throat and kind of keep them to stay on your video and keep watching. My biggest tip here, it's actually a tip that I stole from my grandma, who Sven also mentioned, is to go check out really talented, successful businesses or people. Take like a media company like BuzzFeed, for example. They have huge marketing teams. They have millions of dollars of budget. They know what hooks are working for them. And you can see what hooks are they using in their listicle or their blog, or what hook is that big TikToker using, right? And you can borrow and repurpose and try different hooks. Also think of putting anchor words in your caption. An anchor word is a word or a trigger word that makes someone want to stay, like kind of like writing like you won't believe what happened to the end, or secret, like the word secret is big, or this is my biggest secret, or don't tell anyone. Those are words that usually the caption loads before the video, and it kind of anchors you and makes you want to watch the video. Next up is trending sounds. This is a really hot topic among TikTok experts, but I really think that trending sounds are an awesome way to get views, but not an awesome way to build a following. So I always say, view it like sugar, right? Like it's fun, it tastes good, it's going to give you a boost of energy, but you definitely don't want to just be doing trends all the time, because at the end of the day, if all you do is trends, people don't know how to identify with you, like what's your original content, and also hashtags. So my quick tip that I really believe in is having a personal hashtag. So remember how we said how the algorithm works, right? It's analyzing what hashtags users are engaging with. And if you have a hashtag, for example, my personal hashtag is #GillyFromPhilly. Only I use that hashtag. No one else is using that hashtag. And so what that means is that if you watch my video and you like it and you comment, the algorithm's going to remember that you like the #GillyFromPhilly piece of content, right? But the trick is I'm the only one using that. So it's helping me push further videos. I also suggest, it really depends who you speak with TikTok experts. Everyone has their own advice on general hashtag strategies, but personally at Pink Chili, we really believe in different tiers, having some big hashtags, some small hashtags. You want to be a big fish in a small pond and a small fish in a big pond, and really diversify your hashtag strategy. My biggest tip when you're working with the algorithm is to work smarter, not harder. Kind of what Sven was showing you, how you can search trending top ads. Same goes for organic. You can go into TikTok, you can go into subcultures and the niches that you're trying to reach, and you can filter by hashtags by week, and you can see what's been most trending this week. And it's basically a free content brief. If you're a company selling blenders, let's say what Sven is saying, you can see what specific topics are coming up in that niche, right? And then you can create content that that's content that people are already asking for. Next, you really want to optimize your videos for SEO. This is huge. We're in a really interesting window of opportunity right now to really be able to rank keywords. And by optimizing your bio and by certain videos, putting keywords in your caption, literally on your video with the text editing in the studio, can help you optimize. If someone does search best blender to buy, that you're going to be one of the few people that shows up first. And lastly, continue doing what's working while continuing to test. If you know that every video that you start with this hook always does well, or this type of speed or this camera angle, keep doing it, but always leave room in your content pillars, in your content strategy to test new things. You never know what wild card you'll be able to discover that is going to, be the highest engaging and most viral, being able to see by the most people. With that being said, though, I know going viral and getting a lot of views is a lot of people's goals in organic, but I really want to emphasize here that not all videos need to go viral. I want to give you an example of a super, super specific, high value post that I could make on TikTok that won't get a lot of views, but the whole point of it is not to get a lot of views. Let's say I'm a social media manager. Let's say there's a glitch happening on Twitter right now, okay? A little tiny glitch that some people are having, some people aren't having. And I get on TikTok and I make a post about this little tiny glitch. 90% of people don't care. It's not relevant to them. They'll keep swiping. I won't get a lot of views. But the people that I'm trying to reach, maybe other social media managers, maybe a future client that's having those exact pains, right? I'm quite literally not trying to reach a lot of people. I'm trying to reach the right people. And so the higher value, the higher educational content, the more specific it is to your niche, it's not going to go viral maybe, and that's okay. That's not the point of it. And I want to leave you guys with this when we're talking about the algorithm, that you never actually know what's going to blow up. Most of you are on TikTok, so I'm sure you know the corn song by now. I'm going to play it for a quick second.
For me, I really like corn.
What do you like about corn?
It's cool. A good corn enough. It has to do.
Okay, so I'm not going to play the whole song, but this video recently blew up. It got this video itself got 57 million views, and the hashtag It's Corn just reached 645 million views. Do we know exactly why this video went viral? There's different TikTok, analyses we can do, the catchiness, the person, the story, the history. But at the end of the day, you never actually know what's going to blow up. So that's why you need to focus on content. You can't always blame the algorithm. It's a black box. It's a beast of its own sometimes. And so we do know that it's all about the content. If you make good content that's engaging, you will see steady growth, and you will see the numbers that are in your range of what you're trying to hit. TikTok users are watching 24 hours of content a month, okay, which is crazy. This is on average, and it's the bread and butter of the app. It's all about content. And so you really want to think and have this as your North Star, right? Authenticity always wins. I'm sure you've heard this over and over again. It's almost like they're beating a horse dead with the word authenticity, but it's really true. We really have left this digital age of everyone trying to be this picture perfect, Instagram feed, Kardashian perfect, and we're leaning into this beautiful era of authenticity. The most authentic videos are doing the best on the platform. The most authentic creators and brands are doing the best on the platform. And it's really important to lean into this. And so now we're going to talk about how we can actually do that. How can we make content that's authentic, that's engaging, that's really going to speak to your audiences and help promote your business? So I just want to quickly brush over the technical stuff. We're not going to go over this. We actually do provide this workshop through Pink Chili, like really the technical side of making TikToks. But there are different places in the video, like formats that you can play with to really tell your story, make it more authentic. Whether it's the camera angle, the speed, the zoom, what sounds, text, filters. There's so many moving pieces that go into a TikTok that can help you really tell your story. Sometimes it's not always about what you're saying; it's how you're showing it and how you're depicting that story. So now I want us to zoom out. We're not doing any technical stuff and just talk about the high level strategy when we're talking about making content for TikTok. What's your why? So many times I meet clients that have TikToks or want to make TikToks for their company or their brand, and they don't know why. They don't have their why. And so these are some guiding questions you need to think about. What's the goal of your content? What emotion do you want to evoke when people come to your page? And what value are you providing? And that third question doesn't need to be so deep. Maybe the value is, I really want to make people laugh that relate to this topic of, I don't know, salespeople, whatever it is, but you need to be razor sharp with what your approach is and how you're going to reach those people, the target audience you're trying to reach. And lastly, why would someone follow you? Someone comes to your page, within a few seconds, they should know why they're following you. And if that's not clear, then your content strategy needs to be, relooked at and tweaked. Okay, so I want to go through now some theories that I've analyzed of different brands that are on TikTok, and kind of we can go through them together. So first up, we have the mascot. I literally can't do a TikTok webinar without shouting out the queen of TikTok, Duolingo herself. I think most people know Duolingo on TikTok as one of the most, if not the most successful brand right now. And we see here this mascot strategy. It's becoming more common. We have Toys R Us, we have Hootsuite, there's a bunch more that are usually using this mascot to depict their brand and to make content around them. And I want to talk about something that relates to Duolingo for a second. I'm just going to quickly go over Duolingo in one sentence. Duolingo's page is a story, right? It's this owl. It's literally a mascot, a character, and there are characters in the story. There's an archetype here. There's the antagonist, Legal Steve. It's this lawyer that tries to punish Duo. Duo's in love with Dua Lipa, the singer, right? And so we feel like we're watching a sitcom and we're in this story and there's episodes happening in front of us. And I think that this plot that Duo made, we can really learn a lot from, and also look at YouTube. I always tell my clients, look at YouTubers. They're very smart, genius marketers, right? I want to tell you guys a story here on the screen. You see a picture of this blonde boy, Ryan Trahan. He's a YouTuber. He gets on YouTube and he makes a plot. He makes a storyline. He makes a North Star for his followers. He says, I'm really sad I don't have a grandpa. I've never had a grandpa, and that's my biggest life dream. And Dr. Phil, who's this famous, I'm sure most people from America know him, but this famous TV psychologist personality, Dr. Phil, I'm going to message him and see if he wants to be my grandpa. And so he messages Dr. Phil, and Dr. Phil writes back, I'm only going to meet you if you reach, 10 million subscribers. And so now in every video Ryan makes, he talks about, guys, help me reach this goal. I really want to have a grandpa. And we feel part of the story. We feel part of this plot. We're like, oh my God, we need to get Ryan there. And we cheer him on, just like we cheer on Duolingo, right? We want you to get with Dua Lipa. We want you to beat Legal Steve. And so they built this storyline that people really feel part of it. Same here on the right, we have another YouTuber named Eric. He buys this plant, he names it Frank, and every video he says, if I don't get to X million subscribers, I'm gonna kill Frank. People become obsessed with this plot. There's Reddit groups about Frank. There's a fan Instagram page. You'd be surprised by how many people are craving stories. And I think this is a strategy that's super smart for any brand, whether you're B2B, B2C, to make a story. I've seen a lot of B2B brands do employer branding stories of different characters and different employees at the office, and they do really well in the app. Next up is we have the Underdog. I just want to check the chat for a second because I see, okay. The Underdog is kind of like this social media manager that really you want kind of feel bad for them. They're not doing so well at their job. They might get fired. It's a bit of an overused trope, I would say. And it does well, but we're seeing a lot of people doing it. So it kind of lacks a little bit of originality. Next up, we have the Entertainer. This is Zoom, AirBaltic. They make you laugh. They're tongue in cheek. It's fun to watch them. They don't take themselves too seriously. You go to their page, you know why you're following them. It's funny content. You like the characters. It's just fun to watch. Next up is we have the Personality. This is the face behind the company, right? So great example in the middle is Nugs. This was a creator named Ray. She actually left the company a few months ago, which sparks its own debate of what happens if you hire a face and they leave. And I think it's a really interesting debate that could be its own workshop, its own webinar. But I think this strategy is super strong too, because we know in marketing that people trust people, not brands. And so when a person is showing the company, you connect with this person, their personality, what they're going through. Just so happens they happen to be work at this company and they promote the company, but you really feel like you're following a person and their creativity in their mind. Next up is the Value Giver. So this is strictly educational. Canva does a great job. Canva kind of teaches you what font should you be using, how can you design a t-shirt, what colors go together, and you really know that you're following them to learn. Yes, maybe it's a bit boring, but it does well. People, go to TikTok to learn a lot. And so a lot of companies have a great ability and great position to teach people. And obviously what I said before, it doesn't have to go viral, but if you're trying to reach salespeople or designers, and the more niche you are, maybe it'll go viral less, but you'll reach the right people. And lastly, we have the community builder. So Shopify is a good example of this. They have their own community behind them. I view this as like a mirror. So you're literally holding a mirror up to their community, and we get to learn about all these business owners that are using Shopify. And it's really cool. You kind of watch it as a spectator, whereas Later.com is building a community. Their content is so niche and so specific to social media managers that we feel part of this like private group chat. And they really talk about really specific topics that other social media managers could relate to. Okay, so lastly, I know we're kind of running out of time, so I'm going to speed through it. Is time is money. So a lot of people say, Gilly, I want to be on TikTok, but I don't have the time. I can't post 6 times a day. And so my first thing is you don't need to post 6 times a day. Don't worry. You need to do what you're capable of. I recommend around 4 to 5 times a week, especially in the beginning. But here's some suggestions for how to make the time for it. So build a strategy. Kind of what we said a few slides ago is what's your why. Once you know your strategy and you know your content pillars, it makes like the whole process of filming TikToks go much smoothly and easy and quick. And you can batch content. I don't recommend batching content too far in advance because you do want to be reactive with your content to be able to keep up with trends, or if someone comments and you can respond back to that comment. But batching by a few weeks in advance can really help you kind of carve out the time for it. You'd be surprised how many TikToks you can actually record in 1 day of batching. Another option is just finding a creator and just getting out of their way, just giving them the TikTok. We're seeing this with Leo with that cereal example. He has full control over that TikTok and he's doing wonders with it. Creators know what does well. You know, they're breathing on this app, they're sleeping on this app. And so by really giving them the trust, I know TikTok on their website says you give a little to gain a lot with just letting creators have their, you know, creative freedom. And lastly, follow accounts that are going to update you on what's trending. You don't have to scroll and find this out for yourself. There are literally accounts that will tell you, hey guys, this song is trending, or hey guys, this is really big happening right now. Here's a new filter, try out. And I always tell my clients, follow those accounts so you can save yourself the time of trying to figure out what's going on. And lastly, the biggest time investment that I hands down think is the most important time investment on TikTok is building a community. You need to make time to respond to comments. Comments equal content. People are going to give you feedback on your videos, what interests them, what didn't interest them, and really use those comments as a content brief. And then commenting and engaging with other people and other people's content is super important. Like I said before, you don't want to be sitting on the outside of the room. You want to be in the room, part of the conversation, engaging with the community. That's what's going to build your community. You give, it's like karma. You give TikTok love, you get TikTok love back. And if you're going to do it, go all in. Don't post once a week and say, oh, I didn't get results. You need to be posting actively. Try to post every day, especially in the beginning. If you have time twice a day, just make sure to space them out. You really need to be posting a lot. The mechanism of TikTok is that there's such an oversaturation of content. It's hard to really stand out. So you have to actively be pushing and seeing what works and really creating content in a larger amount. And just a little refresher. So we spoke about the power of organic, why you don't want to just pick ads or organic, that organic has a lot of power there to contribute to your target audience, to be part in that room, part of the conversation. Be strategic with your content. Don't just blindly post. Think about what's your why, what type of feeling are you trying to evoke, emotion. And 3, go all in with your time. You don't want to post once a week and you want to really give it your all. But on the other hand, you don't want to have an extreme of posting 6 times a day. And just show up. It's going to take some time. This is my last parting words with you guys. Duolingo, fun fact, a little secret. If you scroll back, they took them a while to figure out this plot, this story. They were posting educational videos that didn't work so well. And so it just takes time. Maybe you won't get your content strategy in the first week. Maybe it'll take you 3 months, but you have to show up and be there to kind of see results and see what's working. And this is my contact info if anyone's interested in any consulting, workshops, or TikTok management. We'd love to hear from you. And